full review of the Road Warrior RW1 headset on this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed by a live, sweet, and oh so wonderful studio audience. Yep, you know you love her. Joe can't live without her. It's Maple, the world famous pancake dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, I gotta move this a little bit. Okay, thought we'd do the full review of the our Road Warrior RW1 headset. It's got a delay since I'm also using this to record, so it's kind of throwing me off a little bit. So I'm stumbling over my words. I'm too used to my days of radio. We'll just try moving it like that, where you would hear exactly the sound as it's coming through. So on a little delay now, but I wanted to show you how it sounds as I'm driving. Everybody I've talked to so far says they like the sound of it. My wife thinks it sounds a little bit clearer than my Blue Tiger did. Elliot thought it sounded pretty much the same, and everyone else has heard me just fine. We did a range test. We'll talk about that earlier today, but I just wanted to show you what it sounds like as I'm going down the road. I've got the window cracked a little bit. We're driving 67 miles an hour, and this is how it sounds. If I move it closer to my mouth, you'll hear it a little bit better probably, but then I keep hearing myself on a loop, and it's making me talk slowly. Yeah, like I just said, I wanted to show some driving so you could hear what it sounds like. But like I say, everybody thought I sounded a little bit better on the Road Warrior as opposed to my old Blue Tiger, which I have right here. And you can see look at how dirty this thing is and how worn out it is. I mean, look at that. See, it's just falling apart there. I mean, yeah, I've been using this. I figure actually I got it before I started working with Elliot. So that means that was 2.5 years ago. So this is probably banging on 3 years. So, it's not a bad life out of that. And I think I paid $119 for it. I used points to buy it at a TA. I remember where I bought it in the TA in off I-90, somewhere in the east or west of the main Chicago area. And it's been a good headset. But like I say, when these Road Warriors came out, I thought, well, let's find out, because it's like half the price. Okay, for one, here's the box it comes in. Road Warrior RW1, true on-ear wireless headset. Okay, it has about 30 hours of charge time, and I can verify that now because I charged it up Thursday night. It came with enough of a charge for me to call my wife Thursday night on my way up to Dwyer Junction Rest area in Wyoming, and so then I charged it that night, and and then I haven't charged it since. Today is Tuesday, the 29th of July in 2025, and it only got down to about half of the charge, and right now I have it charging, and I can you can see on my phone. Here's a little screenshot of how well it's doing on the charging right now. So there's one thing I can tell you right now I like of this Road Warrior over the Blue Tiger. When I would plug in the Blue Tiger to charge, it would disconnect from my phone, which was annoying. Now I plugged in the Road Warrior tonight to charge, and you see it's got the red light because it's charging. It did not disconnect from my phone, because I found that really annoying before when I was wearing my Blue Tiger, and I'd get the little, battery low voice. I'd try to plug it in, and bang, it cuts off from the phone. So this one apparently does not cut off from the phone when you plug it in. I think that's a big bonus. The other main thing I can say I really like about the Blue, this Road Warrior, they don't have to have blue in the name, like Blue Parrot, Blue Tiger, Blue this, Blue that. All right, it's Road Warrior. And this is the RW1. You see how it's got the blue? This is the main power button. You got your up volume, power button, low volume, and you got the Warrior button, which I did finally figure out what that means. But it shows blue, easily visible. Like I said in the unboxing video of the Road Warrior, compared it to the Blue Tiger, it's this tiny little hole that I can't even find on here right now. It has a light in it somewhere. I showed it in the last video. So it was hard to tell when it's charging. This one, while I've got it hanging up, I can see it's charging. And when it turns blue, it's almost fully charged. So that's pretty cool. And I don't think I even let it fully charge last time. And yet that was still Thursday night. Okay, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, today is Tuesday. That's 5 days, and it still only went down to a half of the charge. And I leave it on all the time. So if somebody calls, I can just pick it up and throw it on. Okay, so I think that's an advantage over the Blue Tiger. The fact that it doesn't disconnect when you plug it in, unlike the Blue Tiger, which did. Okay, so what are the other things about this one that I really like a lot? For one, like I say, it's all a solid piece here, where on the Blue Tiger, like I say, this does fold down. I glued it so it won't, so when I can just grab it and throw it on my head. Well, you don't have to worry about that because this one already comes that way. All right, fits on my head just about the same as the Blue Tiger did. And then you just pull the mic down. Yes, you can wear it on either ear because the mic will flip around the other way. And then, of course, it's got a foamer, the windscreen. And everybody I talked to, my wife said she thinks I sound clearer on this. And as she said also, I don't hear as much of the background noise as she said I did on the Blue Tiger. So she likes that. Everybody else I talked to, they sounded fine. I did the distance test today on it, because what I was always able to do with my Blue Tiger is I could leave my phone right here on the dash, and I could get out of the truck, fuel, I could walk to the back of the trailer, I could walk around behind the trailer, and it would still stay connected. I tried that today with my wife on the phone while I was fueling up in Hudson, Wisconsin. And it stayed connected the whole time. She heard me the whole time. We were talking the whole time. So this one has got as good a range, if not better, than the Blue Tiger. Okay, like I say, I like how it's all one piece, and it's kind of got these little vents in the top for your head, so if it's hot, and I tend to sweat a lot because I don't handle humidity. Ugh. I grew up in Colorado. I live in Wyoming. It gets above 35% humidity. We think we're dying. But after using this for 5 days now, I'm real happy with it. It's just as light. That's one thing I always liked about the Blue Tigers, is they're so much lighter than the Blue Parrots. But both of these weigh almost exactly the same. And I was used to the Blue Tiger, and I showed this in the unboxing video, of how the cup sizes, the ear cup sizes, are almost identical. You see that? So this is what I was used to. So I wanted to go with the on the ear, which is what this is. And it feels the same on my head as the Blue Tiger did. So this is not that much of an adjustment for me. If you're used to an over-the-ear type of headset, like Elliot, my partner with L on Wheels, he is used to the Rand McNally Clear Drive, the one that goes all the way around the ear. Well, that's what the RW2 is. This is the RW1. I'll put up the little thing of the RW2 right there. So basically the same headset, but with the bigger ear cup. All right, but everything else is essentially the same. And these are so much cheaper than the Blue Parrots, so much cheaper than the Blue Tigers. Like I say, they don't even make this one anymore. So the new one they have is that looks like this, is the Blue Tiger Elevate 2.0. They want $150 for it. I paid $68.99 plus tax for this thing. Even at the truck stops, this was only like $80. Okay, so it's still almost half the price of the Blue Tiger. So the new guys on the block, Road Warrior, they're not paying me for this. I had to buy this on my own. I tried to reach out to them and say, hey, I'd love to get a free one or at least a discount, and they never responded. So I just got the 15% discount that anybody can get by going onto the website and just registering your email. So not a bad deal. Oh, plus, let me show you this. This came with it, so anybody can use this code right here. Yeah, RWCC15. And that gets you 15% off. Now, I just sent a text to Elliot, and I said, look, you got a lot of points built up with TA Petro, and they're now selling them at TA Petros. I saw them at the Loves I'm parked at here in Floyd, Iowa tonight. I've seen them at Ambest. They're almost in all the major truck stops now. So if you got points at a truck stop, you can buy this and not kill all your points balance. And I think it's just as good as the Blue Tiger. I've never been a fan of the Blue Parrots. So I think this is a great alternative for truck drivers, especially now that we're so money conscious and on a budget. What do you think? There's not really much more to say about it. Headset's a headset. Does it work? Can people hear you clearly? Does it not piss you off? Does it not squeeze your head? Yes to all those. I can tell you the only thing about the only two things I'm not wild about with this one is on my Blue Tiger, I was used to this one main button right here. 'Cause their volume up and down are small, they're hard to get to, so that's not great. But this is how you turn it on, how you turn it off, and how you would connect, and how you'd answer a call, all with this one button. I was kind of used to that. This one, you got the volume up, then you got the main power button, which is also how you answer a call. Then you got the volume down, and then you got the Warrior button. So I have to kind of feel real quick to press the buttons as I'm answering a call. That's one thing I'm not as wild about. I wish they had just one big button, like right there. Okay, maybe you guys can work on that for the future editions. The only other thing I don't like about the Road Warrior headset is when I answer a call or I'm making a call, it drops the volume down automatically, and I have to push it back up either using my phone or with the volume up and down buttons. And you can't hold the button down to put the volume up, you gotta tap a few times. Okay, those are the only two things I can say I'm not wild about with this headset, but for 68 bucks, less than half the price of the Blue Tiger that I ran for damn near 3 years, this is my new go-to headset. I would say I would recommend if you like an over-the-ear version. They make the RW2, I'll put the picture up again right here, and it's only, I think, 20 bucks more than this one is, all right? And truck stops are a little higher than you can get on their website, but still, even at the truck stops, these are cheaper than all the Blue Tigers, all the Blue Parrots, and definitely cheaper than that damn Garmin one they're charging like 250 bucks for. Hello! All right, so yeah, overall, it's worth it. Buy it. It's so much cheaper than all the rest, and so far I have no complaints. We'll see how it lasts over time. You know, I've always said if I can get a year or two out of a headset, that's worth the money. Because I'm using them every day. I'm calling brokers, I'm calling Elliot, I'm calling everybody and their dog. And speaking of dogs, if you notice, I'm wearing the Rusty, the world famous meatball dog shirt that my daughter made for me. Isn't that cool? Yeah, we still miss Rusty, but Maple is a sweet dog and we're glad to have here in the truck now. So anyway, yeah, I'd recommend the Road Warriors. They're a good option, they're cheaper, they're light, they work. What else can you say? Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. Been a few days since the last video. Thought it'd be a good time to do the full review on the Road Warrior headset. And then, of course, we get to have sweet Maple up here, and then she gets to have her treats on camera. It's a beautiful thing. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe, like, comment, share, thumbs up, and all that jazz. It really helps out. There's Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on X, Twitter, whatever the heck we're calling it these days, and Clutch Trucker 5 on TikTok. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Maple, out. If there's one thing this last week has taught me, it's better to need a gun and have it than to not have it and need a gun. All right, Maple. Yeah, I dropped some of the Charlie Bears on the floor there, so you're going for those. But we got your smartphone. Do you want the smartphone? Oh, look at the tail. Yep, you'll have the smartphone. Thank you. I know, you're all about the smartphone. All about it. Here, do a little dance for us. Oh, come back here so everyone can see you dance on just your hind legs. Come on. See, look at that. Look at how talented. Oh, come on, let go of my leg. Let go of my leg. There she goes. Come on, you're cheating. All right, we'll let you have it. There you go. Yeah, there's a few Charlie Bears on the floor, but she's all about the smartphone. Wants to have that first, right? Right, Maple girl? Wag, 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 wag. Happy dog. Loving her smartphones. Yep. Well, they're better than those other rawhide treats you can get. So we started her on something better, and she just loves them. Hey, you all done with those, Maple? Oh, well, yeah, now you gotta go clean up the Charlie Bears that I spilled on the floor. All right, yeah. There's one more over there. Yeah, get that one. Okay, Maple, we need to see a happy dog look. Maple! Hello? Maple? Happy dog, happy girl. Come on, let's give us a nice smile, Maple. Maple!